Hi everyone, it's me, Diana, the Doll Fairy. It's time for what's become our annual Mega Design Challenge, where I challenge you to create your own character based on a theme. You create the design and a little bit of background info, and I collect all of your entries and feature them in a showcase video here on my channel. And one winner whose design has captured my attention and inspired my doll-making sensibilities is selected to receive a handcrafted doll of their character made by me. If that sounds like fun to you, get ready to get creative and stir up that imagination. In the past, we've done a design challenge based around Kingdom Hearts, as well as a Pokemon challenge to create your own gym leader character. Yugao and Dromsot were selected as the winning designs and made into dolls. This time around, you selected the theme in a poll here on my community tab, and you chose Avatar: The Last Airbender as this year's theme. I'm a little bit new to the Avatar fandom. Around 5 or 6 years ago, I watched Legend of Korra after only seeing random episodes of the Last Airbender series. Then this past summer, I watched the entire Last Airbender series when it came to Netflix, and my boyfriend kept talking about how great it is, so I finally watched the whole thing in its entirety, and I enjoyed it a lot. The thing about the world of Avatar is that it has practically infinite potential for creating original characters, something that's demonstrated in the many awesome side characters that populate the series. So I challenge you to imagine your own original character to reside somewhere in this complex world, and dream up what they will look like, what nation they might be from, decide if they can bend any of the elements, and whatever other fun details you want to come up with for their backstory. Here are the requirements for entering this challenge. First, make sure you are subscribed to the Doll Fairy on YouTube and Doll Fairy on Instagram if you have an Instagram account. Draw your original design for an avatar character. Color the drawing and make sure the details are neat and visible. You can also label your concept art to make each of your design elements clear. Your character art must be 100% your own work. Do not copy, trace, or steal anyone else's artwork, including official artwork. Fill out the character profile available in the description below. You can copy and paste this into a Word document or body of your email submission. Email your character art and character profile to dollfairydesignchallenge@gmail.com. Make sure that your documents are in a .jpeg, PNG, doc, docx, or PDF format so that I will be able to open them on a Windows computer. If you would like to include any additional art pieces featuring your character, you can attach it to the email as well. The deadline for all entries will be midnight Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, November 15th, 2020. This is optional, but you can post your artwork on Instagram using the hashtag DollFairyDesignChallenge, tag DollFairy, and let others know so that they can join in on the fun. Posting on Instagram is optional and it will not increase your chances of winning, it's just for fun. Sometime after the challenge closes, I will make a video showcasing all of the entries and announcing the grand prize winner. There will be one grand prize of a custom doll based on the winning design. This time around, I have decided that you do not need to be a patron in order to qualify for this prize. I understand that times are tough and not everyone is able to support the channel monetarily. I would, however, like to request that if you want to participate in the contest, please consider becoming one of my patrons, if only for a short time. I can't tell you how much it helps. I love doing these contests, but it's certainly costly for me to organize them and to painstakingly create a custom doll for the winner over many hours completely for free. So if you do enjoy these design challenges and would like them to continue in the future, I urge you to consider joining my Patreon for as little as $3 or even $1 a month to show your support and help me continue to hold contests and giveaways that require a lot of time and effort. As a patron, you will gain access to special bonus content and additional exclusive challenges and collaborations. And if that's not your thing, that's okay. I've just opened a Ko-fi account where you can make a one-time donation to the channel to show your support. You can also purchase stickers, charms, or other apparel items from my shop at thedollfairy.com. Every little bit helps. All these are linked in the description below. And as a special nod to those of you who do choose to become my patrons or are already supporting the Doll Fairy, I will make sure that your designs are featured prominently in the showcase video with a special shout out and a badge of appreciation. Patrons also get to join the private Facebook group where you can share your design process and get feedback on your works in progress from the community and from me personally. You will also be invited to attend a special live stream where we can discuss the show, the characters, and brainstorm our ideas together. Okay, Now to share with you my character design for inspiration. For a while, I had kind of a hard time deciding which element I would bend if I were some sort of a bender. So I asked my patrons what element they thought I would be. And a lot of people said water or air, which I feel like kind of makes sense based on my personality. However, after some careful consideration and thinking about the different nations and what the conditions are like where they live, I could not live at the North or South Pole in the snow, wearing like big fluffy parkas all the time. I'm too cold. I hate being cold. I much prefer to be warm. So contrary to popular belief, I'm a firebender, which is why I'm in this interesting style. I actually really like the style, like the architecture and the fashion of the Fire Nation. So I chose that. And although a lot of people don't normally see this side of me, I can have some pretty fiery emotions too. So I chose fire. So to fill out my character profile, the first thing that I've added to this profile is character designer. Basically your name as you would like to be credited. So whether that's your actual name or your Instagram name or whatever you want, put your name here the way that you would like it to be credited in the video. So the name of my character is Chira. I just kind of made that name up. It's not a real name, but I like how it sounds. She's 19 years old and her nation of origin is the Fire Nation. So her family is kind of like a noble family in the Fire Nation because I wanted her to, like wear fancy clothes. So her current residence is Royal Caldera City in the Fire Nation capital, but she travels to her family's home in Shujing every chance she can get. I did have to look at the wiki to find the names of these places. So the era, basically that's like, is she living in the time of Aang, Avatar Aang, or like Avatar Korra or Avatar Kyoshi or whatever. So she's going to be in the era of Aang just because that's the one I know the best, I guess. Is your character a bender? And if so, of which element? So my character is a firebender. How or by who were they trained? So I made it that her domineering aunt trained her in firebending and in the art of metalsmithing, or metalworking. For special abilities, she is an artist who can make beautiful decorative pieces out of various metals. She can make swords. That's kind of like the most important part of her trade, but she prefers to make decorative items more than weapons. The next category is weapons. So her weapon is firebending, and she also uses some of the swords that she makes. But most of the swords she makes and keeps for herself are mostly decorative and ceremonial rather than functional. Combat style, I said that her combat style is defensive. She's not really much of a fighter in general, except that when she is very angry, her aggression is evident in her firebending. Her occupation is that of a metalsmith. Her personality is quiet, reserved, and observant, but her timidity masks tumultuous emotions underneath. For allies, family, friends, this is where you would put if your character is friends with any of the main characters. At this time, I'm not making her friends with any of the main characters, but so she grew up with her aunt and uncle and their children and has kind of a complex relationship with her family. So for her backstory, I kind of ended up writing a lot, but I'll try to summarize it. Okay, so Chira comes from a noble family in the Fire Nation. Her father was a high-ranking military officer. So she did kind of get to know some of the high-ranking Fire Nation people. Her father died fighting for the Fire Nation, and her mother was kind of self-centered and got caught up in her own grief. She didn't really take care of her daughter, and she died a couple years after the father. So Chira, my character, ended up with her aunt, who was a well-respected noblewoman in the Fire Nation, and she had a reputation for her skill and artistry in metalsmithing, in making swords and other weapons, primarily. So she So the aunt had 2 children who were not able to firebend, so she kind of wanted to take in her niece, and because she wanted an apprentice. So she did take in her niece, Chira, and taught her firebending and how to make things out of metal. However, the aunt was a wise but domineering and harsh woman, so growing up under her tutelage was always a struggle to meet her high expectations and to deal with her unpredictable outbursts of criticism and scorn. So Chira learned not to betray any of her own emotions in order to protect herself, and became rather stone-faced and even abrasive at times to protect herself and hide her inner frustration and fear. She also has a complicated relationship with her cousin, her aunt's daughter, because her cousin is jealous of her because she does not have the ability to firebend like Chira does. However, Chira is jealous of her cousin too because she sort of lives a more privileged life. So basically, despite her aunt's tyranny, Chira learned much from her training, and now that she's older, she's kind of gained her own reputation for beautiful metalworking. She doesn't have the same glowing reputation when it comes to social graces. She's really not very good at being social and prefers to be alone. Doesn't really have any close friends that she can talk to, and just doesn't really do very well when it comes to like networking, I guess, with people in the Fire Nation capital. So every chance that she can get, she tries to get away from the capital, and she likes to go to her family's old estate in Shujing, which is like a more country-ish town in the Fire Nation. It's the place where Sokka trained with the sword master guy. It seems like a more like rural place, and it's quieter, and so it's the kind of place that she prefers. After coloring with pencils and outlining my artwork with a Muji pen, my drawing is finished. So now that you've seen my character design, hopefully you understand why I chose to dress like this for the video and put my hair in this interesting bun, which I actually rather like. I don't think I will be making a doll of my character, but I do kind of have this crazy idea to make it into a Halloween costume. Also, I've been watching a lot of Makara Tours on YouTube. I just really love her channel, and now I want to make costumes. Yeah. Anyway, I really hope this inspired you to get creating your own character and come up with a design. I can't tell you how excited I am to see what everybody comes up with. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you again very soon for more doll magic. Bye.